subtraction.
Subtracting integers. When you subtract integers, there are only two ways you will see a subtraction problem. 5 minus 9. If you see a problem that's 5 minus 9, then we will need to use the drop it in method. We're going to drop in a plus sign. So let's work this one out. 5 minus 9. Drop it in. So let's rewrite this problem. 5 minus 9. So what we want to do is drop in the plus sign. We're not going to change the problem. We're going to let the problem stay the same, but we're going to drop in the plus sign. So 5 plus minus 9. So that negative sign, it stays. It just goes to the 9. So now we solve. And we solve using these rules. Like signs add, unlike signs subtract. Answer keeps sign of the largest number. We sing like signs add, unlike signs subtract.
Oh.
Like signs add, unlike signs subtract. That's your rules. So you will always refer back to your rules. Even if you're using the drop it in method, circle the side by side negative. All right, so let's come back to our problem. So now that we've dropped in the plus sign, we rewrote our problem. 5 plus negative 9. We let this negative sign or this minus sign, we let it go to the 9. And all we did was dropped in our plus sign. So now we need to follow the rules. Like signs add. So we need to determine, are these signs alike? 5 and a negative 9, are they alike? Nope, they are not alike. So unlike signs, subtract. So that means we need to subtract. So let's subtract. So if we subtract, we know that the answer will be 4. So we need to determine, is it a negative 4 or a positive 4? Answer keeps the sign of the largest number. So in this instance, this 9 is the largest, and it's a negative. So our answer is going to be negative. So the answer is a negative 4. Is a negative 4. Awesome. So let's solve this problem. This one looks a little different from this one. It has 2 negative signs side by side. So how do we solve it? If you have 2 negative signs side by side, just circle them and change it to a plus sign. So let's look at this problem. 5 minus negative 7. 5 minus negative 7. So what we will do is circle these 2 negative signs and change them to a plus sign. When we circle these 2 negative signs, this 7 is no longer negative. I've seen where they'll take this line, this first negative sign, and turn it that way. And take this negative sign and turn it that way. But we know that we're going to lose both of this minus and this negative, and it's going to turn to a positive. So I'm going to rewrite it for you. 5 plus 7. And we just solve it. And we know that 5 plus 7 is going to be what? It's going to be 12. How do you know that, Miss Hooper? I know that I can count up. If I have 7, I can count up 5. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so 5 plus 7 equals 12. Remember your rules. Like signs add, unlike signs subtract. Answer keeps the sign of the largest number. All right, if you have 2 negatives side by side, just circle them and change it to a plus sign. If you don't have a plus sign and it's 5 minus 9, that looks weird. then you would need to drop it in. You would need to drop in that plus sign and then follow your rules.